I'm telling you right now that no matter what, when I am existing, just kind of being me, doesn't matter what the fuck. Basically, if I see something, I always have something to say. Always. It doesn't matter what it is. It sucks. It sucks. I hate it. I love it. And I hate it. I love it because the world needs it. And I hate it because the world needs it. I like that one comment said, "Oh, you're so stupid. You said something. It doesn't make sense to me." But yet I got a comment from somebody else. It's like, just because you don't understand doesn't mean I'm not making sense. And he was like, true. That's like, that's the world. But so I want you to check this out, okay?
But she was shocked when her latest interviewer wasn't human.
I think it felt
For one, her appearance is fake as fuck. When you wake up next to her, she's probably gonna be a man. I'm not like just like I am just playing. I'm being hyperbolic or whatever you call it. But the point still stands that what she is and what you're seeing isn't her normal. Her cheekbones are fake, her lips are fake, her teeth are fake, her eyes are fake. Like, I don't know what the fuck about her is real. Her eyebrows are fake. Like, what is your kid gonna be born looking like? You know what I'm saying? Like, you look good, and fucking you would be a fun time, but I wouldn't want to marry you because I don't know what the fuck you're gonna look like. What the kids are gonna end up looking like.
odd. I was caught off guard a couple of times.
Look at her, right? She's dressed up for this, by the way.
Welcome to the interview.
She's really smiling. Why are you smiling? My first time being interviewed by an AI interviewer. No, it's your first time recording it. You've been recorded. You're probably like, what the fuck's going on? Like, that would be a more responsible reaction. Well, what? Why? What the hell? But look at you, watch.
Interview for the marketing specialist
And she
position.
smiles. Like, why are you smiling? You know, like, what the
A
fuck?
kangaroo, a job interview, and a glow up. I think it's time to check in and see what AI is doing to our society right now. And
I'm pissed off. Let me explain why. I should pull it up. But whatever. What? Hold on. Actually, I have a better idea. They're fucking using this. What I'm gonna do is hold on one second. Oh, I didn't close this shit up. Fuck. Exit out of that. No, it starts by itself. Down. Not Blackboard. Okay. Exit Steam. Exit Discord. Okay. Now that we're out of there. Open this. I love this thing. It's my favorite thing I own. I have rights to whatever. What was that country that gave an AI basically human rights?
You might be thinking of Saudi Arabia. Back in 2017, they granted citizenship to an AI robot named Sophia. It was more of a symbolic gesture, but it definitely made headlines at the time.
So the AI Sophia in 2017, and here we are, 2025. Now we're saying something, but yet it was right there. It was right there. What happened? Why are we just talking about it now? It was right there. We could talked about it. We could have been talking about it, but no, we're not. We weren't. What happened? And the reason why, one second. The reason why is because our leaders are fake. They're stupid. We had awareness. We made a big deal, but our leaders failed by not informing us and, and not informing us and telling us what we should know, what we should be informed of. They didn't do their job, and that's why now we're talking about it, because now it's implemented in our backyards, and we're like, what the fuck, right? This is what Jordan Peterson is talking about, or like your slipper, you should clean it. Because eventually you're gonna end up that slipper will be the reason why you tripped over and fell over, and you hit your head on your desk, and now you're in the hospital with a concussion, and it's all because you didn't pick up that slipper. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, it just escalated because you weren't fucking ready for it. And Jordan Peterson, like, yeah, shit, man. I hate the fact that society's trying to fucking ruin you, just like they're trying to ruin me. It's the reason why I get Bernie blacked out. I get no attention in AI, and the only attention I get are fucking haters. Like on my YouTube, I made a video for them because that's all I get is haters, haters, haters everywhere, haters, 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 haters. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about now, but yeah, 2017, Sophia, AI, Saudi Arabia, and yet we're talking about it now. So go ahead.
And this is the perfect week to do it because there are several stories that made headlines that is stuff we should be concerned about. At the very least, maybe consider some sort of protections to.
We should have done that, and the first time it came up, and just because it's good clickbait, that doesn't mean now it's time to talk about it. We should have been talking about it forever, even if people weren't listening. You know why? Because somebody would, and eventually catch on. Maybe you weren't the one that would get the credit for the story. Much like my Rengar nerf, right? I wasn't the one that got Rengar nerf. Darius is the one that got Rengar nerf. And what happened was, I made a story telling the story, the secrets of Rengar. Someone seen that story and told somebody. It could be, Darius himself, or just eventually carried on and carried on and carried on. Eventually got to Darius, whatever the fuck it is, on his desk. He did it. He made a video talking about exactly word for word of what I was talking about. Under the cover of darkness. He watched my video the next day, or that same day, or whatever it was. I don't know. I don't remember. He posted a video about it, and then the very next day, Ringo got nerfed to the dirt. And again, it could have been my fault. That could have been Darius. That could have been me. And that's what I'm saying about news and what we need to hear and what we need to say. Like, you could have popped up and you could have said something. But because you're like, oh, no one's talking about it. And because no one else is talking about it, I'm not going to talk about it. Because I only want to do what everyone else wants to do. And this is the problem. This is why you're a beta. It's because that's why. Alpha, I lead the way. I'm a headlight. You know what I'm saying? People come to me because I'm the light, and that it's just they come to me. I call them over. Hey, come here, like you motherfuckers and your clickbaits and shit. So I I don't like a lot of people. It's because like yeah, you want attention, yeah, you want the story, but it's not so much. It's not so much that you should go out to look, or you should go out and reach for people. It's they should go out and find it, basically. And if people are disguising it and trying to cover it up and whatever, blah blah blah. If this is the public circle, we need to talk about it. Our government needs to get involved. If this is our news outlet, it needs to be involved. Basically, if people control, they control society. Then
ensure our society is not sucked up into this world that is not real.
And again, it's much too late. You should have said something a long time ago, but okay, whatever. The short bus has arrived.
Let me start with this emotional support kangaroo. This made international headlines because it was so convincing, including, I have to say, briefly, even I was fooled as I was quickly scrolling through social media. Once I stopped and watched it closely and listened to it, you could tell it's not real. But I think it's worth just sharing this and getting your thoughts in the comments below. If you're worried.
I can really tell it's fake. You know how? Because sitting still. There's never been a kangaroo that would sit still. Like, you just don't know anything about kangaroos, so you're making a decision. You're speaking, even though you don't know. And that's Russell Peters and the escalator story. It's like you're talking and you don't know. You're putting your foot in your mouth. And I was convinced, and it's convincing. Yeah, because you don't know. You know what you're looking for. The people who don't know shouldn't be leading this. Well, you need alphas like me who do know. You know what I'm saying? You need people who are aware and knowledgeable just enough to get by. But you're putting people who don't know shit and they sell out, whatever. I get tricked by this bullshit. Like, it's fake. The reason why is because it's not moving. If you watch any kangaroo in the wild, they're like, they're always looking around, they're always standing up and doing something. But that one's just like what the fuck?
About these sorts of videos fooling millions of people. So first I'll play with the audio off, since I think there's a big difference when it's on. But two people arguing. This lady wants to get her emotional support kangaroo on the airplane. He's just really cute there, innocently holding the boarding pass. All right.
And it's holding a boarding pass. That should also be a good reason as to why. Like, what the fuck?
I'll get the audio on, and it's a big difference.
我想他死龙啊！我點啊？我捉我要到大夫，我要到大場。
No. I don't know what it says about people that listened to this and thought it was real, because I think once
you are like the Saudi Arabians and you would give access to AI, I wouldn't. I know better. But let's quiet up Ben. Let's quiet up known Ninja on Ninja. Let's make sure no one listens to him, even though he's the one we should turn to, and he knows. Let's not listen to him. Let's fucking so and so leads us off a cliff. And then meanwhile you do that, and there's people like Paul Ryan and Lindsey Graham and all that shit, and they go and pay millions of dollars for that to happen. And then Bernie Blackout, and that's literally what's going on. I'm telling you this.
Once you hear it, you can tell this isn't real, but it's almost boring.
No, you can tell. Finally, you can tell. I can already tell just by looking at it.
Bordering on discriminatory against Australia.
It's not curious enough. It's not like trying to fight or get in my face. It's not a real kangaroo. Emotional support kangaroo. It would be way more vibrant than that.
For how overtly like Aussie it sounds, while not actually saying anything, just a bunch of gibberish, which you could argue. There are sayings like visit the bottle or calm the farm, no wakas, that just sound like gibberish regardless. But clearly not real, despite fooling so many people. But let me add an extra layer here. As this video was shared on Twitter by the account Drama Alert, that it appears the video was taken down. But AI, or I should say Twitter, did correct it, saying that it is AI. But somebody replied saying, Grok, is this AI? So if you don't know, Grok is Twitter's AI model where you can ask it questions. Explain it to me like a caveman.
Right.
Grok replies like a caveman, saying, video show kangaroo with paper. Want go on Big Bird and Sky. Big Bird people say no. Is this magic picture from Smart Machine? Probably. Kangaroo not friendly for help feelings now. Rules say no. Kangaroo paws not hold paper like that. No true stories from big talk places about this. Looks like trick picture, maybe made by Smart Machine or for laughs. What are we doing, folks?
Well done.
We have AI describing an AI video in the voice of a caveman for some reason. So what?
And you're pointing it out. Why are you pointing it out? Why is it a highlight? Are you? Oh wait, I forgot. You got tricked by an AI, thinking that the kangaroo was real because you're a fucking idiot who wants to act like he's an alpha when he's a beta. And society wants to reward the beta like the beta's an alpha, and you wonder why we're going to the. You wonder why we don't have flying cars yet. It's because of dumbasses like you.
This leads me to Google's VO 3. This is their new video AI model where you can type in a prompt and apparently get 8-second videos, because the amount of computing and energy it takes to process this stuff is absolutely insane, and it's just adding to our climate situation. But I guess that's a different story, kind of. But they say here, you know, you can dream it, describe it, done, type in a prompt, create an anime video of an android, and they create the video. Just really, really wild stuff. And this has led to this. So Mashable shared a bunch of clips of Google's VO3 and what people have made it do. And some of the stuff is bordering on insane because they have now been able to add speech models to it. So speech is coming out of these AI videos in a way that I think is convincing to a lot of people.
Can you believe I'm here?
No.
This prompt made me say this.
Girl told me we're made of prompts. Like, seriously, dude. You're saying the only thing standing between me and $1 billion is some random text?
Honestly, the biggest red flag is when the guy believes in the prompt theory. Like, really? We came from prompts? Wake up, man.
You want to convince me that this perfect creation behind me is the result of ones and zeros? A binary code and nothing more? It makes no sense.
Imagine you're in the middle of a nice date with...
They're called influencers. They're trying to make you believe this shit. I know because I'm not a beta wolf like or a sheep like you. I'm not following anybody. The only person I follow is like I kind of follow Jordan Peterson. I kind of follow what's his name? He's a fighter. Joe Rogan. You know, things like that. I don't follow Elon Musk. I don't follow Neil deGrasse Tyson. There's certain people I follow because I have to. Like, I need to know what you idiots are talking and thinking about because you're out there doing your own fucking thing. And you're following people who regularly put their foot in their mouth. So I need to know where you're going. Just so I know that, okay, so-and-so's going to be coming in a week with guns. And I know to get my guns ready and loaded. And, you know, you're going to try to invade my house or whatever, and I know in a second full of guns ready to go. I know you're coming here. I come. My ears are open. I'm paying attention. That's what intelligence is. It's not so much that you're valid or that you know what you're talking about, but you can affect my life.
with a handsome man, and then he brings up the prompt theory. Yuck. We just can't have nice things.
We are on our way to Jurassic Park. I am so excited. I've always wanted to go, and finally we are doing it. It's going to be great. Right, Jason?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Okay, bye.
All right, we're here.
Please. Don't finish writing that prompt. I don't want to be in your AI movie. Please.
All right, so while there are moments where these videos appear unnatural, eye movements, the way that some of those lines are delivered, the way that some of the people in these videos move.
So you're saying when they do things that are accustomed to you, such as talking to you or eye contact and movement and hand gestures, you can pick that up. But as far as natural entities like a kangaroo, you can't. And, maybe that's why you're a beta. See, it's fine if you go and you want to be a Michael Jordan in science, go for it. But that means you can't be the coach unless you come back, right? Unless you start from zero and go again with somebody, then you can be a coach. But if you try to drag somebody out there, that makes you a cult leader.
I can tell that a lot of that stuff is not real, but if the average person sees,
which is you,
these videos, are they really going to be able to tell, especially if they're not looking closely?
Who cares?
If they're just scrolling past, if it's on Facebook. I'm not sure if you've been on Facebook recently, but the amount of fake news stories propped up by AI images that are on Facebook is absolutely wild. Stuff that just completely made up, but they'll have an AI image. A lot of it, by the way, has to do with like Elon Musk. I saw one of Elon Musk buys The View, and it shows an image of like Whoopi Goldberg crying, and it's like, the whole thing is so stupid. But these posts have thousands of likes. What's going to happen now when they have 8 seconds of video to work with speech?
Hold on. So that's why I follow you. Not because they're random bullshit, because what you said. Did Elon Musk purchase The View? No. Okay. That's important. Because if that is the case, that's when you start looking at that and wondering, like, is it real? You draw questions. But
The stuff
that's actually important that I would even have that distinction. And the reason why it highlights even my bias. It is minute, but in others it will be more so. And what it was is if Elon Musk bought the View, now fake stuff like Whoopi Goldberg crying is something to look out for. But they could do that anyways. You know what I'm saying? Not that they would. I'm just saying they could, and it's good that you and you wonder. So always have that, not to that level, but always be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that true? Is that real? Always be, always wonder. Just assume that they're lying.
that people are going to be convinced of terrifies me. I don't know how we've gotten to a place. I mean, I should preface this. I do know how we've gotten to a place.
It's because you weren't paying attention, you idiot.
Where there have been no regulations put on this. The amount of money and influence that corporations, including, of course, tech billionaires.
That's what they already have, you dumbass. That's what Elon Musk isn't taking advantage of with Twitter. That's why we have Trump and why why Bernie Sanders did not win. Why Elon Musk has Doge and why they're tearing up the government and why they're trying to do all this shit. You're finally waking up, you dumb bitch.
Have on politics has led us to a place where all of this stuff is going to continue improving, running rampant, taking jobs, and turning society even dumber than we already are.
No,
this gets to the next story that I want to touch on here, and that is an AI bot that was used to interview somebody. So I'm going to play this. This is a CBC News piece, a really good breakdown of how AI hiring bots are being used, and then I'll get to one of the issues that have come out of this.
Wafa Shafiq is used to doing job interviews online, but she was shocked when her latest interviewer wasn't human.
I think it felt odd. I was caught off guard a couple of times.
Welcome to the interview for the Marketing Specialist 2 position.
She says the AI agent was extremely polite, though she felt
she's fake. That response is fake. All that show is fake.
Something was missing.
There's no small talk. There was no, nothing personal. And I wasn't able to really tell if my answers were landing or not.
Thank you for taking the time to interview today.
Shafiq and other job seekers are sharing clips on social media. These AI hiring bots can now screen, shortlist, and even talk.
I talked to ChatGPT and have no problems. The problem is you're too stupid. That's it.
To job candidates.
Do you have any questions about how this interview will go?
I do think this will become the norm for a lot of industries. So think like a manufacturer, really large restaurant chains, warehousing. These are all...
Yeah, we should be moving along. But because of my list that is closed apparently, because of people like Paul Ryan, Steve Bannon, Jeff Sessions, Lindsey Graham, Jim Jordan, Pete Exes, RFK Jr., Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Margot Rubio, and Janine Pirro, to a small extent, Matthew Cawthorn, Fox News, all the spin-offs of Fox News and how they kept getting it right. Basically, it's just more and more sellouts and trying to trick you, but they can't risk Fox News getting dragged down. So they let a new flag take the flag, or a new ship take the flag. And if they go too far, then that crashes, and Fox is still there, much like Paul Ryan, Steve, all that whole list again. But with Trump and Elon Musk, if they go down, those people are still here. And that's why they're what's it called Trojan horses. Fuck. Jeffrey Epstein was killed because he's like me. He knows 9/11 was an inside job. What the fuck? So 9/11 was inside job. COVID shutdowns. COVID, comma, shutdowns, comma, moving goalposts of healthcare, tariffs, comma, Taylor Green exploited stock market, manipulation, like reverse psychology. What they use is instead of like what you like reverse psychology, uh, like reverse psychology. What they did is Pavlov and the bell and the drooling dogs. That's kind of the same mentality going into this one, and they're using that. They use that, so you can't use the reverse psychology that you would do with kids. No, humanity graduated. Now it says Pavlov and drooling dogs. You graduated from kids to dogs. Good job, fucking idiots. And society has been driven by ego-driven reporters, idiot self-fakers, Luke Beasley, Adam Malcolm, Kyle Kalinske, Kyle Kalinske, he does drugs, by the way. David Pacman, Philip DeFranco, Colton Wexlick, Vlog, Hassan Parker, Tim Pool, Caroline Levitt, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Laura Trump, Mike Huckabee, Kellyanne Conway, Peter Ducey, Caroline Levitt, to a small, and then to show you what the opposite side is, we have people like Emmeroom, and basically everybody on the left falls for the same shit. And what that is just kind of cancel culture into a safe domain, and you're allowed to exist in this bubble. But in that bubble, if you can get in, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But you have to lie to get into it. And once you get in there, even if you're a liar, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can, be a fake dude. And if a girl believes you, you can fuck her and she'll like, dress up and do whatever the fuck you want and whatever. Emma shows that out. She's a very attractive, beautiful girl. And she has a brain, but she's a sellout, and nobody wants her, and she's die alone to a small extent. Megan is at press, and basically, he did a video where he would ask businesses like, "Hey, what's your name? What's your business? What are your hours? What do you sell? What do you do? Blah blah." Like help promote them, get them around. But that's like later on. But the way he'd get you to watch his videos, at least this video that I saw was clickbait, basically a First Amendment audit, and he went to a private establishment, not a First Amendment, or not a place that was like a public area, or what's it called? It's called private or public, basically, and so it was a private establishment and not a public establishment. They had nothing against rules and regulations as far as recording goes, but the artist requested not to be recorded because they didn't want to be famous. And the dumbass was like, "Well, I'm gonna record it anyways because I have a right to do so, and I'm on the sidewalk, so I can do it. You can't stop me." And it's First Amendment. It's like First Amendment's for like when there's a challenge and they're trying to impede your rights. That's where you would like have the fight, but this is a private business, and they just asked you not to out of respect. It's like, can you not, invade my country, basically? And you're like, well, fuck you, I'm gonna invade your country just because I can, bitch. And it's like, that's not the point. You're missing the fucking point. Anyways. And yeah, the Bernie blackout did happen. I know because it's happening to me. Well. Continue, David.
Areas where it's often really hard to hire for those roles.
Ashram Garamani created an AI recruiter called Ribbon AI just 2 years ago and already has 400 customers. He says the technology works around the clock and frees up human workers from tedious tasks like scheduling.
I think AI will be extremely important.
Like scheduling? That's not a tedious task. It can be, but it's not.
And hiring in the future?
That can be exploited to benefit, and you need to be aware of people exploiting that. So
I think there'll always be a human in the loop.
Still, AI is...
There needs to be a few humans in the loop.
is reshaping workplaces. IBM is cutting 8,000 jobs, mostly in its HR department. For some applicants, AI can add confusion to the process. Maureen Green had to end an interview herself because the AI wouldn't stop.
So an hour in, I'm like, so I don't mean to interrupt, but it's been more than half an hour after the scheduled time of our interview. I just want to be mindful of your time, even though I'm like, it's an AI agent.
I decided to give it a try and test Ribbon AI's reactions.
How much do you get paid?
Haha, well, I'm just here to help with the interview process, so I don't have a paycheck.
Turns out I wasn't qualified, but being able to impress an AI could end up a
You're not qualified, yet here you are talking. Oh, wow.
critical skill amid predictions that technology will lead to more job losses. Nisha Patel, CBC News, Toronto.
And job losses are really only one of the worries around this sort of AI hiring bot. Another issue is potentially discriminatory. So I'm going to get to that story in a second because there's a lawsuit.
Oh, God. Again, the bots don't discriminate. They only go off of what they're told.
Around a different AI interviewing model. But look, for me personally, I have to say this might actually benefit someone like me just because I am terrible at job interviews. I don't feel like I can really be myself when I first meet somebody, so I always feel unnatural. And
Because you suck. You're a beta. You're not an alpha. You keep your foot in your mouth, and you need to let me do the talking, you fucking bitch.
awkward in a job interview. So if you're just looking at, if the AI model is just looking at your qualifications, and it's hard to know what else you're going to get or what the AI bot is really
Talk to ChatGPT. It blows my mind. It's pretty good.
going to glean from a job interview. Maybe some personal anecdotes are going to be written down to show to the person that is actually going to do the hiring. So there's still going to be
You're dumb.
a person involved. An AI isn't hiring you, but this does potentially impact the kinds of people that are going to be filtered down to the person that will make the decision to end up, or in who they end up hiring. Case in point, this
Well, yeah, that's a good thing.
lawsuit that is now going on. Federal court allows collective action lawsuit over alleged AI hiring bias. This bias over age discrimination. So as CNN writes here, together the plaintiffs, all over the age of 40, claim that they submitted hundreds of job applications through Workday. So Workday is the AI model that's being sued, and were rejected each time, sometimes within minutes or hours. They blame Workday's algorithm, which they claim disqualifies individuals over the age of 40 from securing gainful employment.
What's wrong with that? If somebody is applying to the company and they're 35, I'm gonna hire them over someone who's 40, flat out. Oh, you're discriminating in age. So, there's validation behind that. Just like you wouldn't put a 15-year-old to be the president of the United States. Oh, age does, because there's a reason for it, you bitch. And so I talked to an AI, yeah, you can say black people have big lips or Jews have big noses and big ears. Yes, stereotypes exist for a reason because they're real. It's just they talk shit to make shit up. It may be what it is now, but back then it wasn't. And that's the technology that you're using is back then.
While it screens and ranks applicants, the court documents state. So this is where I have to wonder if this was programmed in and not necessarily just the AI model.
And by problem, I mean duh.
Itself, because there are people behind these AI models. It's not.
Well, you gotta understand that as far as for example, flexibility, someone who's closer to 15 is gonna be better at flexing than someone who's 40, as an example. So using that metric, that applies to a lot of what you're putting in and trying to take out. What's it called? If you have options, you go with those options. That's what sluts do. And they think, oh, look, I can get with the 10, but he's really just there to use you because you look like a 10, but you're a 3. It's just that you can dress up and look like a 10, and he's like, I'll fuck you when you're a 10. But when you look like a 3, I don't want anything to do with you. So you hang out at looking like a 10, and then you go back to your, and they fuck you, and then you go to a 3, and he's nowhere near, and you wonder why you die alone.
You don't just give birth to an AI model and it just does whatever it does. You can put restrictions on it and want it, programming that it leans to certain kinds of individuals over others. But there is this worry where if you don't have an actual person doing the job interview, you're going to end up in a situation where the AI model is going to, based on averages, lean towards a certain way. And that appears to be what, or at least allegedly, what is going on in this case. The last story that I want to touch on.
This claim will get thrown out. Should.
In regards to AI is ChatGPT being used for glow-ups. So Washington Post headline here, am I hot or not? People are asking ChatGPT for the harsh truth. This is just we're gonna get to a place where we all look the same, right? Is that where we're going now? Is AI just gonna be telling
Not
you?
really. If you're a beta, sure, but as an alpha, no.
Hey, you should look more like this, and we're all just gonna slowly end up looking exactly.
Again, for betas like you, sure, but as an alpha, I haven't brushed my teeth for over like 2 years. You think I care about your societal norms? Fuck your societal norms.
The same. But people are uploading photos of themselves, asking for unsparring assessments of their looks and sharing the results on social media. Many also ask the bot to formulate a plan for them to glow up or improve their appearance. Users say the bot in turn has recommended specific products from hair dye to Botox. Some people say they have spent thousands of dollars following the artificial intelligence's suggestions. So here is one example of this woman on TikTok, Marina. I'll just play a bit of her experience here. It's a long video.
I'd say, because like her eyes look fake. Like, why do you have that kind of like, it looks like you just took off goggles? Oh, sunglasses. Your lips aren't real, your ears, the hair, the line.
Yeah.
That I asked ChatGPT to get my basically free glow up that I posted a few days ago. First things first, I uploaded a picture of myself without any makeup and natural lighting, and I asked it to do a color analysis. Came back with some general
natural lighting. Ha 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 ha.
Information telling me that I'm a cool to true summer. Basically just telling me that I have cooler undertones and that's what's gonna match me the most. And then I uploaded a picture of my hair roots and I asked what was the best hair color for my skin tone and my face shape as well. Came back telling me that my natural hair color would suit me the most because I have very cool toned hair. I went to Pinterest and I found some hair inspo and I uploaded I think like 5 pictures and I asked it which one would suit me the most. And this is the one that it told me to do.
So I have to wonder how this is working. It certainly seems like to me that potentially the AI model, trying to find the image, is looking for someone that sort of looks like the person they uploaded the image, and maybe make like a.
That is the problem. Is your betas, and it's like you're a society of betas, and now that you're starting to get Charlies, basically, if that makes sense, because betas are the new alphas. And you did away with the alphas. You killed them. You removed them from your pot of gold. And now Charlies are asking a robot about their appearance when they should be leading and doing shit for themselves, for whatever. And that's why I look at Emeru and I'm like, oh, that's so sad. My ex-girlfriend. Why are you trying to be something you're not? Just be you. Just be you. But you're betas. So, anyways, that's that video. I'm out. So, peace. Real quick. Rational National. You're a beta. You're a cuck. You're a loser. You're a sellout. You're a fag. Everything that you're covering is stupid beta bullshit. And you're just covering it because you want views and clicks. So, for now, all your followers are now mine. They come my way, and no one is follow you. But you can be on my team though. But as far as being an alpha, no, you're not allowed. Okay. No one has spoken. Okay, peace.